This is an Acer Aspire model 5733 laptop computer. This computer was manufactured in 2011. It's got the Intel HM55 chipset, which is basically first generation i-processor. This particular model has the i3 processor in it, running the Windows operating system. I acquired this computer for nothing. This computer has one of the most common problems that laptops encounter. We'll start it up and have a look. A cracked screen. As you can see, just some areas of brightness, sort of cracks running all through it. This computer is new enough that it's probably worth replacing the screen, and so that's what we're going to do. Does this video apply to your Acer laptop? Well, if your Acer laptop was built in the 2010-2011 timeframe, and the part number begins with 57, then yes, it probably does. The first digit in the part number is 5, and that indicates it's a 15-inch screen. If it started with a 4, it would be a 14-inch screen, and if it started with a 7, it would be a 17-inch screen. All of these models will then be followed by the number 7, and then the last two digits will be anything from 33 to 45. This particular model is the 5733. Now all the laptops in this line will look the same. On the keyboard side, there will be a mouse pad here with a button along the lower edge, and there'll be a round start button in the upper left-hand corner. On the back side, you'll have an access cover like this with two screws here and here. And this is going to cover your disk drive and your memory modules. And then on this side we have the battery. Now there are two buttons here to release the battery. The first is a lock. This button is a lock on this button. So first of all, you have to release the lock by pushing this, and of course it has that red warning on it, and then you press this to the side, and then you can lift it up and out. And if you're going to work on your laptop, it's always best to go ahead and remove the battery first. So if the top and bottom of your computer look just like this one, then this video will probably apply to your laptop. Now, one other thing of interest. This is a different laptop, and it's branded with Gateway. Acer bought the rights to the Gateway name several years ago, so if you see laptops with Gateway on them, they're also made by Acer, and you can see this is nearly identical. That same keypad with the button on the lower edge and the start button in the upper left-hand corner. The back side, you see this exact same arrangement of access cover and battery. The model on this Gateway is NV55C. So if you have this Gateway laptop, this screen replacement video will probably also work for you. Now, in order to remove the cracked screen, we've got to remove this bezel surrounding it. And to remove that bezel, we have to start by removing these little covers here and here. These two little tiny covers cover up two screws. In order to get those screws, we've got to get those little covers off. We'll get a closer look at those. Now, here on the left side, I'm going to take one of these little tiny screwdrivers here. I'm going to work my way underneath it. Okay, I've loosened it up, and I can just sort of peel this off. Okay, there's one of them, just a little flat piece of plastic there. It's really just cosmetic. I suppose if you lose it, it's not a big deal. Okay, there's the second one. One thing I like to do is keep these tiny little parts in some sort of a container. I like to use these old pill jars. These are very convenient. Now with a Phillips head screwdriver, we'll remove these screws, starting on the right. Then on the left. Now with these screws out of the way, I'm going to see if I can pry this off. Appears to be some damage right here. It looks like somebody may have been in here before me. When you're trying to remove this bezel, you want this piece of plastic to move in this direction with respect to the piece behind it. That's just the way the clips sort of overlap. So you want to push it like this. You can even sort of lift this. If you lift this side a little bit, that'll tend to unlatch those those little clips. You want to sort of work your way around like that. You can see how it comes apart like that. Unfortunately, in this laptop, a lot of the clips along the top are already broken. Again, I think somebody's been in there before me, but again, it's the same idea. You sort of push it this way and maybe bend it out a little bit this way. Just get your fingers underneath this part and pull up a little bit and then sort of push this way. Okay, that's all of them. Now we can just lift this out. And out it comes. Now, unfortunately, some of these little clips got broke. Those are really very delicate. They're very easy to break. Looks like I broke about half of them. The screen is held on by 3 screws on one side, which are located here, here, and here. And on the other side, they're located here, here, and here. We shall now remove those screws. Now with the screws removed, the screen is loose. It's being tethered by a cable here that runs to the camera, which is held on by some adhesive. Now we have so now we are almost loose. All we have left is this flat cable. A little more of a close-up on this cable. And here's a piece of tape that runs from here to here. Try to lift that off carefully. And the tape is really on there tight. We can use this little flathead screwdriver to help lift this off. Well, this tape is pretty much loosened up now. Now there's also, additionally, there's some adhesive here on the cable itself. And out it comes. Okay, good. Now with this cable completely disconnected, we can now remove the screen. I'm going to keep that tape on there, for when we put it back together again. Now we can remove this and we can get some part numbers off of it. Now here's the number we need to know. B156XW02 version 6. So we can search eBay and we can find lots of these for sale. We went ahead and ordered a replacement screen on eBay. There were quite a few of them for sale. Most of them were new and usually in the price of $60. I did find a used one, which was only $40. I went ahead and bought the used one because this laptop is 9 years old as of the making of this video. And why put a brand new screen into a laptop which probably doesn't have that many years of life left? But whatever, that's just what I decided to do. Now here's the original, and those are the part numbers, and here is the replacement, and those are the identical part numbers. So we have a perfect match. We'll go ahead and take this out of its plastic bag. We now have our replacement screen out of its plastic ESR bag. We're going to go ahead and insert this one into our laptop. And we start by reconnecting the flat cable. So I'm going to hold back the tape so it doesn't stick on things as I try to insert this. You have to insert this cable all the way in. like so. Like all those pins are all the way in there. Now we're going to fold our tape back down again. It's still kind of sticky. That should hold everything in place. I've decided just to put some additional tape on the edges of the old tape just to hold it down a little better. This is just some packing tape here. Now with the screen reconnected, we're going to rotate this back up into its casing. It's held by these little bars on either side. And then we have 3 screws on each side to put back in. In order to screw the screen back onto this metal bar here, I stood up the laptop vertically. This way, when I place the screws, I'm just going straight down. You know, if you're going this way, the screw tends to sort of fall off the end of the screwdriver and go down. These screws are absolutely tiny, and you don't want to drop them. You don't want to bounce them into the carpet. I like to use a towel or something. So if these things do fall, they don't bounce and then end up on the floor in the carpet somewhere. That's going to be really hard to find if you drop it on the floor. So, but with a towel there, it kind of prevents it from bouncing. We're going to start by putting the 3 screws on the right side first. I will now put the 3 screws on the left side. Now we have the new screen plugged in and secured into place. The only thing left to do is put the bezel back on and just snap that into place around it. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and test it once with power on. In case there's a problem, I don't want to have to remove that bezel again. That was kind of a lot of work. And there's a tendency to break those little clips. So I'm going to go ahead and test it now before I put the bezel on. But if this test works okay, then we're going to go ahead and snap the bezel back on. Okay, here we go. Yes, it's working. Okay, so we have a good screen on our computer once again. That was a surprisingly easy fix, I felt. And for only $40 for what appears to be a perfectly good screen, we've got this laptop back up and running. The last step is to put the bezel back over the screen. The 2 hinge covers in place. Just a matter of just pushing it all back on again. Now we put the screws at the lower part of the bezel here, first on the left side. And we can apply the little black sticker over the screw. Remember, it's just cosmetic, so even if you lose it, it's not a big deal. And then we can put the screw on the right side of the bezel. And again, we can reapply that cosmetic sticker over it. If you want to hang on to those, you might actually apply a little glue to them to make sure they stay in place. And that's it. The computer's been completely reassembled with a new screen. A very easy job that required nothing more than a small Phillips head screwdriver.